Today's episode is named The Day She Saw Through Her Own Hand and Discovered Something Deep. Like, comment, and subscribe for no reason.
Scene 1. The glitch. The neural alarm screamed at 6:47 a.m., 13 minutes before it was supposed to. Dr. Maya Chen's hand slapped the haptic interface, missing the holographic display twice before silencing it. She lay there in the dark, staring at the ceiling of her compact hab unit, listening to the climate regulator hum, and her upstairs neighbor's footsteps echo through the prefab walls. Just another Tuesday. She didn't know that in exactly 9 hours, she would discover why every Tuesday for the past 6 months had felt like déjà vu. Maya dragged herself to the sanitation pod, squinting at the biomonitor embedded in the mirror. Dark circles. Synth coffee would help. Synth coffee always helped. She activated the sonic shower, waited for the frequency to calibrate, 37 seconds, same as always, and stepped in. The harmonic waves hit her skin, and for a fraction of a second, she saw through her hand. Maya jerked back, slipped, caught herself on the stabilizer rail. Heart pounding, she stared at her hand. Solid. Normal. 5 fingers, short nails she'd been meaning to trim. A small scar from a childhood maglev accident. I need more sleep, she muttered. But her hand was trembling. The mag train was packed. Maya wedged herself between a man reading the news feed on his retinal display, and a woman with neural buds blasting music loud enough that Maya could identify the song through the electromagnetic bleed. She gripped the stability pole, swaying with the train's magnetic rhythm, trying to shake the weird morning moment. That's when she noticed him. Across the car, partially hidden behind a group of academy students, a man in a gray synth fiber suit was staring at her. Not the creepy kind of staring, though it was unsettling. More like recognition. Like he knew her. Maya didn't know him. She looked away, counted the stops. The train lurched. When she looked back, he was gone. Stop being paranoid. Scene 2. The warning. At Oak Ridge Xenobiological Research Station, Maya biometrically authenticated at 8:23 a.m., early as usual. The lab was her sanctuary. Pristine white nanosurfaces, the hum of quantum centrifuges, the sharp scent of sterilization plasma and possibility. She was 3 weeks from completing her synthetic protein trial. Work that could revolutionize cellular regeneration therapy. Morning Maya. Kevin, her lab partner, was already at his station, precision injector in hand. You look like hell. Thanks, Kev. You always know what to say. Seriously though, you okay? Maya pulled on her biohazard coat. Weird morning. Didn't sleep well. Join the club. Kevin gestured at his synth coffee dispenser. His 3rd cycle, by the look of the empties. Did you see the news feed? Another power grid failure downtown. 3rd one this month. Infrastructure getting old, Maya said absently, booting up her quantum terminal. Yeah, but... Kevin lowered his voice. My cousin works at the fusion plant. He says it's not the infrastructure. Says the energy is just disappearing. Like something's draining it from another dimension. Maya raised an eyebrow. Your cousin also thinks the orbital stations are government surveillance platforms. Fair point. She dove into work, losing herself in genetic sequencing data and molecular markers. Hours dissolved. Science had always been her escape, the one place where everything made sense, where cause and effect were dependable, where her holographic screen flickered. Every screen in the lab flickered, then went black. Power surge, Kevin said, but the lights were still on. The quantum centrifuge is still humming. Only the terminals were down. Then they came back on. Except Maya's screen didn't show her data anymore. It showed a video feed. Scene 3. The bathroom. Of her. Sitting at this exact desk. Wearing the same biohazard coat. Except in the video, she was looking directly at the camera. At herself. With an expression of absolute terror. On screen Maya mouthed 2 words. Run. Now. The screen went black. Maya's synth coffee bulb slipped from her fingers, shattering on the floor. Maya? Maya. Kevin's hand on her shoulder snapped her back. The lab was normal again. Her screen showed her data. No video. No warning. You completely zoned out, Kevin said, concerned. Are you having a neural malfunction or something? No. I'm fine. She looked at her screen. Everything was normal. Had she imagined it? I need some air. She fled to the decontamination chamber, sealed herself in a stall, and tried to breathe. This was stress. Exhaustion. She'd been pushing too hard on the trial, sleeping 4 hours a night, living on synth coffee and ambition. But her hand, Maya held it up to the UV sterilization light. Solid. Real. She turned on her wrist comm to distract herself, scrolled through news feeds. The The usual: political scandals, celebrity gossip, weather control patterns, more power grid failures. She stopped. An article from a quantum physics forum, posted 2 hours ago. Physicists baffled by dimensional anomalies in urban centers. Maya accessed it. Scientists at the Lunar Research Facility have detected unprecedented quantum fluctuations in several major city domes worldwide. Dr. Richard Yamamoto states, "We're seeing reality behaving inconsistently. Small temporal spatial distortions. It's as if the fabric of space-time is degrading in specific locations." Her wrist-com buzzed. A text from an unknown frequency. Hydroponic cafe on 5th and Main. 1 hour. Come alone. This is about what you saw this morning. Both times. Both times? Scene 4. The meeting. Maya's blood ran cold. She'd only seen something weird once. In the sonic shower. Unless she'd forgotten. She told Kevin she had a med-skin appointment and left early. The hydroponic cafe was a small place she'd never been to, tucked between a nanofabrication shop and a data archive. Maya ordered a nutrient tea she didn't drink and sat in the back corner, watching the entrance. At exactly 4:15 p.m., the man from the mag train walked in. He wasn't wearing the gray synth fiber suit anymore. Now it was adaptive clothing and a black thermal jacket, but it was definitely him. He spotted her immediately, walked over without ordering anything, and sat down across from her. "Dr. Maya-chan," he said. "You probably don't remember me. You probably don't remember any of this. But I need you to try." "Who are you?" "My name is Daniel Cross. I'm a theoretical quantum physicist. And I've been trying to warn you for the last 6 months." Maya stood up. "I'm leaving." "You've seen through your hand," Daniel said quietly. "This morning in the sonic shower. You saw something on your terminal screen. Yourself, warning you to run. And right now, you're experiencing the strangest sense that we've had this exact conversation before." Maya sat back down slowly. Because he was right. She did feel that. "What's happening to me?" Daniel leaned forward, his voice urgent but controlled. "You're experiencing temporal echo syndrome. You're becoming unstuck from the timeline. And it's getting worse." That's impossible. 6 months ago, you were exposed to something during one of your experiments. A synthetic protein trial using quantum-aligned nanoparticles. Do you remember? Scene 5. The explanation. Maya did remember. Trial 47. There'd been an accident. A containment breach, minor, quickly controlled. She'd been exposed to the experimental compound for maybe 30 seconds. "That was nothing," Maya said. "We ran every bioscan. I was fine. You were fine. In this timeline. But there are others. And in those timelines, the exposure was catastrophic. It killed you in 17 different ways across 17 different realities. But here, now something unique happened. You survived. And now you're bleeding through." "Through what?" "Through the membrane between timelines. Maya, reality isn't singular. It's layered. Infinite versions, infinite choices, infinite outcomes. Most people are locked into one quantum stream. But you're starting to experience multiple timelines simultaneously. The sonic shower this morning? You saw your hand from timeline 7, where the molecular structure of your body is 2% less dense. The terminal screen? That was timeline 23, where you discovered something in your research that powerful people want buried." Maya laughed, but it came out shaky. "This is insane. You're insane. Check your left wrist." Maya looked down. Her chronometer was there, the one her grandmother gave her before the colony migration. "Now check again." She blinked. The chronometer was gone. She blinked again. It was back. "Oh my God," she whispered. "It's accelerating," Daniel said. "The timelines are beginning to collapse into each other. And you're at the center of it. In some realities, you're a brilliant scientist on the verge of a breakthrough. In others, you're dead." Scene 6. The convergence. In one very specific timeline, you've already figured out what's causing this. And that's the one that's about to kill everyone. Everyone. The quantum anomalies the news feeds mentioned? Those aren't natural. They're side effects of the timeline collapse. And if we don't stop it, all realities will converge in exactly. He checked his chronometer. 8 hours and 42 minutes. When that happens, the contradictions will tear our reality apart. Everyone and everything will cease to exist in a coherent form. Maya's vision swam. "Why me? Why is this happening to me?" "Because in timeline 23, the one where you made the discovery, you created something. A protein that can interact with quantum fields on a macroscopic scale. Something that could theoretically allow consciousness to navigate between dimensional realities. You buried the research because you realized what it could be used for. But the exposure left a quantum signature on you across all timelines. You became the anchor point." "What discovery? I haven't discovered anything like that. Not yet. But you will. In about 3 hours if we don't stop you." "Stop me from making a discovery?" "No." Daniel's face was grim. Stop you from being killed for it. They left the hydroponic cafe together. Maya's mind was reeling, but strange confirmations kept appearing. A hovercar passed by. She saw it as blue, then red, then blue again. A woman walked past, then the same woman walked past from the other direction. The atmospheric dome flickered between clear and cloudy. Where are we going? Maya asked. Your lab. We need to access your research data and figure out which timeline's version of you made the breakthrough. Scene 7. The research. Then we need to find the artifact before they do. Who's they? The people who want your discovery. In multiple timelines, they've already killed you for it. Corporate warfare, dimensional espionage, whatever you want to call it. Whoever controls the ability to navigate timelines controls everything. All possible outcomes. All possible futures. They reached the research station. Maya's hands shook as she authenticated her biometrics. The security android, Unit Tom, 7, always friendly, processed them through. Except when Maya looked back, it wasn't Unit Tom 7. It was a female android she'd never seen before. Then it was Unit Tom 7 again. It's getting worse, Daniel said. The lab was empty. Kevin had gone to his hab unit. Maya sat at her quantum terminal, pulled up her research files. Months of genetic data. Trial after trial. What am I looking for? Anomalies. Data that doesn't match your memory. Results that seem impossible. Maya scrolled through holographic displays. Everything looked normal. Until Trial 47. The containment incident. According to her notes, the trial had failed. The protein structure had been unstable, the results inconclusive. But now looking at the quantum data, she saw something different. The protein hadn't been unstable. It had been reactive. It had interacted with quantum fields in ways that shouldn't have been possible, creating a cascading effect, a dimensional resonance pattern that, oh my God, Maya breathed. It's a bridge. What? The protein. It doesn't just interact with quantum fields. It stabilizes them. If you could synthesize enough of it, you could theoretically create a stable bridge between timeline states. You could exist in multiple realities simultaneously. You could choose your own reality, Daniel finished. Scene 8. The discovery. Choose your own outcome. Never fail. Neva D. Always win. But the data shows it's dangerous. The resonance pattern, it feeds on energy. It would drain fusion cores cause power grid failures, and if you tried to scale it up, it would tear reality apart trying to stabilize all timelines at once, Daniel said. Which is exactly what's happening now. Someone already figured this out. Someone already synthesized it. And they're using it. The atmospheric lights flickered. Maya's terminal screen showed her data. Then showed her sitting at the desk covered in blood. Then showed her data again. We're running out of time, Daniel said. Where would you have hidden the synthesis? Maya's mind raced. I wouldn't have. I would have destroyed it. But you didn't. In timeline 23 you hid it. Because you knew someone would come for it. And you wanted to make sure only the right person could find it. The right person? Yourself. Across timelines. Maya stood up, pacing. If she were going to hide something from everyone but herself. She stopped. My hab unit. They took her hover vehicle, or tried to. Halfway to Maya's hab unit, the city streets began to shift. A left turn became a right turn. A green hollow signal flickered red and green simultaneously. Other drivers seemed oblivious, but Maya saw it all. We're approaching the convergence point, Daniel said, gripping the stabilizer handle. Reality is breaking down. They reached Maya's building, a different building, the same building. Maya ran up the anti-grav lift, Daniel behind her. Her hab unit door was both locked and unlocked. Inside, everything was wrong. Scene 9, the vial. Her furniture was there, but arranged differently. Holophotos on the wall showed her with people she'd never met. A bioengineered cat lounged on the synth fiber couch. She didn't have a cat. Where would you hide it? Daniel urged. Maya went to her sleeping pod, pulled open her storage compartment. In the back, behind a box of old data chips, was a secure vault she didn't remember installing. But she knew the biometric sequence. Her DNA signature reversed. Inside was a vial. Clear liquid, unremarkable. Is this it? Daniel stared at it. That's the synthesis. That's what's causing the collapse. If I destroy it. You can't. It exists across multiple timelines now. Destroying it here won't stop it there. Then what do we do? The hab unit door burst open. 3 people rushed in, 2 in tactical exosuits, 1 woman in a corporate power suit. The woman smiled, but it didn't reach her eyes. Dr. Chen, thank you for finding it for us. Maya recognized her voice. It was her supervisor, Dr. Elizabeth Crane, director of research at Oak Ridge Xenobiological. Except it wasn't. The face was wrong. Subtly but wrong. Timeline 8, Daniel muttered. They found us. Who are you? Maya demanded. I'm you, Dr. Crane said. Or rather, I'm what you could be if you made better choices. In my timeline, I realized the potential of your discovery. I used it. And now I'm here to ensure that every version of me across every timeline has access to it. You're causing the collapse. A temporary inconvenience. Once I control all timelines, I can stabilize them again. Under my direction. That's insane. Scene 10. The choice. Is it? Imagine never losing a loved one. Never making the wrong choice. Never failing. I can give that to everyone. To every version of everyone. By destroying free will, Daniel said. By making yourself God. Semantics. The tactical team moved forward. Maya clutched the vial. And then she understood. The protein didn't just bridge timelines. It responded to consciousness. To choice. She'd been seeing other timelines all day because her consciousness was spreading, splitting, experiencing multiple dimensional possibilities. What if she chose them all? Maya, don't, Daniel started. But she was already uncapping the vial. What are you doing? Crane shouted. Maya drank it. The effect was instantaneous. Maya felt herself fragment and multiply simultaneously. She was in her HAB unit. She was in the lab. She was in the hydroponic cafe. She was dead. She was alive. She was every version of herself across every timeline, all at once. The overwhelming rush of information should have destroyed her mind. But the protein, her own creation, stabilized it. She could see the pattern now. The web of timelines, infinite and beautiful and terrifying. And she could see what Crane had done. In Timeline 8, Crane had used the synthesis to create anchor points, versions of herself in key positions across multiple realities, all working toward the same goal. The convergence wasn't an accident. It was intentional. Crane was forcing all timelines to merge, with herself as the focal point, the constant. She would survive the collapse because she'd positioned herself to be the only stable element. Everyone else would dissolve into quantum noise. Scene 11. The push. But Maya saw something Crane had missed. The protein didn't just respond to one consciousness. It responded to all of them. And Maya was connected to every version of herself, including the ones Crane had killed, including the ones that had made different choices, including the one that had figured out how to stop this. You can't win, Crane said, plasma weapon now drawn. I've planned this across 17 timelines. I've eliminated every variable. Maya smiled, and it was the smile of someone who could see all possible futures. Except one, she said. You never considered that I'd choose to lose. And she pushed. Not with her hands. With her consciousness. She pushed against every version of Crane across every timeline. Found the moments where Crane's plans could fail. The small choices. The vulnerabilities. In Timeline 3, a security android noticed something unusual. In Timeline 9, a lab assistant asked the right question. In Timeline 14, Crane herself hesitated, doubted, chose differently. Maya didn't force these changes. She just suggested them. Amplified the possibilities that were already there. And watched as Crane's carefully constructed web began to unravel. No, Crane whispered, feeling it too. No, I had it. I had it. The timelines began to separate again, pulling apart like quantum threads. But the convergence had already begun. The damage was done. There's only one way to stop it, Daniel said, and Maya knew he was right because across 17 timelines, 17 versions of Daniel said the same thing. Someone had to become the anchor. Someone had to hold the timelines apart until they stabilized. Scene 12. The sacrifice. Someone had to exist in all realities simultaneously, permanently, serving as the fixed point that kept everything from collapsing. It'll kill you, Daniel said. Across all timelines. You'll cease to exist as a person. You'll become something else. Maya looked at the vial in her hand. Empty now. She looked at Crane, whose form was already beginning to flicker and fade as her timeline anchors failed. She looked at Daniel, who in some timelines was her colleague, in others her friend, in one her husband, in another a stranger who'd just been trying to do the right thing. Will people remember? She asked. Some versions of them. Across some timelines. You'll exist as a constant background element. A quantum presence they can't quite name. The person you might have been in another reality. Maya thought about her life. The long hours in the lab. The isolation. The drive to make a difference, to matter. She'd wanted to save lives with her research. Turned out she just needed a bigger sample size. Tell my mom I love her, Maya said. In whatever timeline you can. Maya. She didn't let him finish. She focused on the protein in her bloodstream, already bonding with her neural pathways, already spreading her consciousness across dimensional realities. And she chose. Not one timeline. All of them. She became the bridge. Dr. Kevin Rodriguez locked down the lab at 6:47 p.m. on a Tuesday, same as always. The synthetic protein trial was going well. Maya would have been proud. He still thought about her sometimes. The colleague who'd vanished 6 months ago. No body. No note. Just gone. Scene 13, The Echo. But sometimes, when he was working late, he swore he could feel someone looking over his shoulder, catching his mistakes before he made them, suggesting solutions he hadn't considered. The lab's terminals had flickered that day, he remembered. Some kind of power surge. Everything had gone back to normal after. Well, mostly normal. The quantum anomalies had stopped. The power grid failures had ended. Scientists at the Lunar Research Facility reported that the strange dimensional fluctuations had resolved themselves, though they couldn't explain how. Kevin walked to the mag train station, descended into the familiar crowd. As the train pulled away, he could have sworn he saw someone in the window's reflection. A woman with dark circles under her eyes and a slight smile. But when he turned around, there was no one there. Just another Tuesday. Across the city dome, in 17 different hab units, 17 different versions of Maya's mother looked at a holophoto of her daughter and felt, for just a moment, the strange certainty that Maya was okay. Wherever she was. Whenever she was. In all the infinite possibilities of existence, Maya Chen held the universe together. And every Tuesday she made sure the synth coffee tasted right. The end. Like, comment.amd, subscribe. For no reason.